Hello everyone, good morning, a very good Monday to all of you and happy Navratri. Chaliye, let us start with the current affair articles, and now this article has gained a buzz in the current perspective जहाँ पे आप देखेंगे where you will see H1B visa was again in news, and it is also one of the controversial visa. Time to time it is in news, and UPSC asked like chances are very less, majorly this part will be like chances are very high that this type of questions can be asked from mains perspective. But recently European visas were also in news, and recently many of the European countries and your Southeast Asian countries, they are making their visa facilities easy for Indian people. So that's why this could be possibility is there. A very good morning beta Sinchana. So possibility is there that UPSC might ask you question from the different visas. Directly asking question from this section is more important from mains perspective, but prelims perspective mein they can ask you about the other visas which are in news. Jaise ki we have discussed about your European visas, I guess 15 or 16 days prior. So that is also one of the important visa which you will see. But now what is this? Trump is actually making MAGA, that is Make America Great Again, but the consequences are faced by the Indian people and specifically the other people who are present in that country. Now, how? Recently your Prime Minister said that if you want this H1B visa, so you have to pay a fees of on an average approx 90 lakh. Okay? Indians have to pay fees. Like earlier he said that it should be yearly, but after the talks and negotiations and because of the criticism he faced by India, he said that once in a lifetime an individual who is coming, it's not specifically for India but it is for the people who are coming in here, who are going to USA for their jobs as a H1B visa holder. Now what is we will see ki bhai what is this visa, what will be the effect, and why India is more concerned about this visa. Why? Because on an average 70% of the Indians are the one who is getting this H1B visa and they are working in basically your USA. So that's why Indian people are majorly concerned, Indian government is majorly concerned about this particular issue, that is H1B visa. So now what is the news? The US President has signed a proclamation to raise the fees for H1B visa to a staggering, this particular, that is approx 88 lakh 18,200 lakh annually, representing a dramatic increase from the current $1,500 billion administrative control cost. So this is actually the cost which has been increased. Now these are the this is not something, this particular amount that is approx 90 lakh, ye individual is not paying. Let's say I want to go to USA on H1B visa, I got the H1B visa, so I don't have to pay this. The companies who are hiring me, they will going to pay this. So if the cost of hiring an Indian perspective or Indian people will will cost them this much amount, to wo to bolenge bhai in this much amount we can hire 3 to 4 people in America only. So why should we waste our money on this particular visa? Halaki earlier it was said that it will be a yearly payment, but now after revision they said that it will be a one time payment. It will be a one time payment by a employer. But the point is that the whole this action has been taken to decrease the influence of foreigners who are working in USA and give employment and opportunity to the indigenous people of USA. But it's a concern for India. Why? Because 70% of the Indian people, they are working in this area. Very good morning, Beta Kajal. 70% approx of the Indian, they are working in a H1B visa. Now what is H1B visa? So H1B visa is given to non-immigrant people, and majority, not specifically every job is considered under this H1B visa, but the job which is specifically and majorly related to IT professionals are the one who are getting this H1B visa. So H1B visa is a non-immigrant work visa that allows US employers to hire foreign workers in specially the occupations requiring theoretical and technical expertise, usually with at least bachelor's degree. So main visa route, this is the H1B visa is the main visa route for the IT professionals, engineers, doctors, scientists and academics, for majorly from the Indian point of view, and that is the concern why we are in a position ki bhai sahab, if this will actually implemented, then not in a major perspective, not on a major scale, but yes, it will going to affect Indian people and Indian diaspora which is working there. Now this is not for the people who are already living there, this is for the people who will come now. So it's like after application, it will be applicable for the future holders who want to get this H1B visa for the further particular employment in USA. USA. Now, how it will going to impact India? Now, no one is showing this report on news channels, on our news channels. Why? Because the thing is that this is one of the biggest failures of Indian foreign policy. Now, these kind of action, halaki USA is planning something big. First, they said that first the tariff thing has been done, then this visa thing has been done, then they are trying to revive their base in military base, specifically in Afghanistan, and they are saying that if Afghanistan will not agree, then we will again have a military rule. We can have we will capture the Afghanistan like we have done prior. Then they are increasing their bases in Pakistan, they are increasing their military in Bangladesh. Then the particular bill, there are 2 to 3 bills which are about to pass in basically USA. Once those bills will be passed, definitely that will have a direct impact on Indian businesses and Indian administration and people in diaspora. Now, shrimp is one of the major thing which we are exporting to USA. They are planning something related to shrimp also. As we have discussed earlier, this thing is also affecting our fishery sector, but now specifically fishery was going on, but now the shrimp is one of the major concern. So now there are lot of rules and regulation which if Parliament of USA will pass, definitely it will going to impact further to Indian economy. That's why recently when your Prime Minister was in Bhavnagar, I guess yesterday or day before yesterday, he said that ki hamara sabse bada dushman, our biggest enemy is whom? Not Pakistan, not China, not USA. Our biggest enemy is our over dependence on foreigner goods and foreign imports. So that's why we are building lot of infrastructure, lot of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat is promoted so that we can also target Viksit Bharat 2047, and plus we can also actually decrease the dependency of the imports by these major players of the world. So that's why we need to focus now. It's high time that we should focus on our Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat and PLI schemes, because now countries like USA, they are manipulating trade accordingly. Halaki, because of the tariffs and different economical actions has been taken by USA, it is benefiting USA economy, because all the particular economies of the world who has tilted towards the different countries, they are now coming again back to USA. But the point is that this will have a direct impact on India. Now, what is the eligibility? If anyone want to take this H1B visa, they should be of the occupation of engineering, IT, finance, research. Annual cap, only 65,000 visas are given annually. Okay, and 20,000 approx to the advanced US degree holders. Duration is on an average your 3 years, can be extended, and individual can also apply for the green card. Then it's H1 can apply for the permanent residency, not citizenship, but an individual who is holding this H1B visa, they can also actually apply for the permanent residency in basically USA. So that's why this visa is considered as one of the most important thing, because after that you will get an residency also of USA, but not a citizenship. Residency, that means I can stay here, I can take all the benefits, but citizenship means I can also vote, I can select the government as well. So that is different between residency and citizenship. And once I take citizenship of any XYZ country, then I have to give back citizenship of my country as well. And this is also one of the concern of India, because when we see the last 10 years or last 5 to 6 years kind of a data, let's not go to 10 or 20 years. If we see even last 5 years data, the number of people who left Indian citizenship is increasing. Now, what is the reason? They are saying that not a better opportunity, not a good pay, not a good and healthy working lifestyle, not a proper environment, lot of instability. Then international borders are not safe, always we are prone in a war zone, like kabhi bhi there will be a situation ki anyone can attack us, majorly from the Pakistan and China. So that's why majority of the people, they not found the good investing grounds in India, and because this is the reason why majority of the Indian people, they have migrated, they have left their citizenship and moved to the different countries. So leaving of the citizenship is also one of the major concerns which you will see. Now, how this will going to affect India in the H1B visa? First of all, this will going to affect your IT and tech sector, which we have already discussed, because majority of the company, Google, Infosys, Indian companies like TCS, they are actually working in USA and they are hiring Indian people. But the point is that despite being the Indian people, now chances are very high ki bhai paying for someone itna amount is still, it's like a big amount for a particular company. So now they will prefer ki bhai chalo let's do one thing, let's like out of 10, let 3 be Indian people and basically let 7 be the indigenous people of your USA. So this will going to affect the system, but yes, the thing is that कि अभी because we are in a position with USA, हालांकि USA can take U-turn any time, but the point is that whatever the things which is implemented is the reality and it will going to impact the international order of us and our relationship with USA. So one of the major concern, it will going to affect the Indian companies which are present. Plus Google has asked all its particular members, all its particular Indian workers to come as soon as possible so that they don't have to pay this much amount. Like once this is implemented, then they have to pay like approx 90 lakh to the particular government. But the point is that they are asking their employees and members ki before implementation of this, like they are asking people come to USA back again. Why? The point is that kyunki Google and according to the various USA companies, they said that Indian workers are more smarter than according to the USA people. So that is also the reason ki bhai kam mein we are ready to work a lot. This is also the reason why majority of the USA IT companies and in fact your technical companies, they hire Indian people. So this is also the reason ki bhai we are jugadu. This is not our concern ki we are jugadu. This is our plus point that we are jugadu. That's why this is the thing which is recognized worldwide, and this is the problem you will see in UK also, in USA also and Canada also. Now one more positive thing after this, what are the opportunities for India? Now, if USA will going to close the particular roads related to the investment and people-to-people contact related to the services, we will shift to EU. We will shift to your majority of the European countries. We again try to revive relationship with Canada, which like in Canada relationship, one of the worst downfall has been came, which was because of the reason that is the Khalistan issue. But the point is that now we can revive relationship with Southeast Asian country. We can revive relationship with your EU, that is European Union countries, and plus majority of the Canada and big growing economies ke sath relationship can be improved, because now Indian companies will going to shift to the other country where visa norms are easy for the Indian people. So that is also the concern which you will see recently with this particular topic. Now Japan has also officially said that we need Indian people. We are calling Indian people for the further staying and working in Japan, but at a very reasonable cost. So opportunities will be opened further after this as well, but it will take time. Shifting obviously will take time. एकदम से चीजें नहीं होती हैं, but that's a positive thing, but not from the current perspective. From the future 1, 2, 3 or 4 years के बाद you will see the effect of this in different countries कि भाई our companies have shifted to different countries. Now obviously talent mobility restriction, majority of the Indian people who are talented now वो भी एक limited हो जाएगा. Only the people with have a good money के they only now, वैसे भी earlier the people with good money they were going to America and मतलब majorly to the USA. अब now there will be more restriction, more talented people will not be able to go to USA for their further employment or services. Now obviously humanitarian concern, majority of the people are suffering when your Trump came into the system, the way he deported illegal migrants, that is also one of the major concern. Now this is also considered as one of the major humanitarian excess, because majority of the families of the people they are living, they will going to suffer. Diplomatic, obviously international perspective but trade is decreasing. Now it's become complicated for India how to tackle USA. Day by day the things are getting worse, so that is also one of the concern which you will see between India and your USA from this particular decision. Now what is the opportunity for India, which we have already discussed. Now we will reduce our dependency on USA and we will shift to another particular startups. Domestic startups will increase, we will expand to EU, Middle East and Southeast Asia. Now recently also when everyone was saying that this is a concern for India कि Pakistan has signed an defense agreement with Saudi Arabia, but India recently released a document and statement and said that कि Saudi Arabia was continuously informing us कि what's going on between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, and we are not in a concern because we are in a position कि yes, Saudi Arabia will going to support India if a matter comes like this. हालांकि this is a stand of Saudi Arabia because they want protection in West Asia. So that is also what is said by your India, a statement has been released by India, but yes, we also know that kahin na kahin it's a matter of concern, and increasing presence of USA in Southeast Asia and Middle East Asia, definitely it's a concern for India. And we also know that why your USA want to increase its presence in Afghanistan, because from Afghanistan is sharing a direct border with China. So from Afghanistan they can have the excess of, they can keep an eye on China, and they can also basically have the excess of Central Asian country which are actually highly rich in uranium. So that is also one of the particular reason why USA wants its presence in basically Afghanistan, plus it's also want to hamper or wants to affect whom, that is your India. So abhi USA ka its target is India and China, and obviously we are the one who are facing the consequences of all the particular decisions which are actually taken by Trump on the name of MAGA, that is Make America Great Again. Now the groundnuts. It is actually news because Indonesia recently said that we will not going to export, we will not going to import basically groundnuts from India, because aflatoxin is a kind of fungus, kind of, you can see this green kind of thing is found in the groundnut, and this particular aflatoxin is actually cancerous. Yani ki like if I am consuming the particular groundnut or moongfali which is actually affected with aflatoxin, that doesn't mean ki bhai it will going to affect my digestive system, but these aflatoxins are also cancerous, because of which it is found in the groundnuts which has been exported by India to Indonesia. So Indonesia said that we will going to stop the trade of your groundnuts with India. Now from here, what is aflatoxin is important, and second, what is the status of groundnuts, which is the largest producer, which is the second largest, and what is the position of India in this groundnuts. Now Indonesia suspended imports of Indian groundnuts citing aflatoxin contamination. Now it is kind of a fungus, you can see in this image. So this is actually the aflatoxin which is present in this particular, aapko ye pata hai when you keep some food for a very longer time, so these kind of aflatoxins or fungus actually normally food pe bhi lag jati hai. So this is actually aflatoxin. Now the scientific things or some technical things related to this is, it's a secondary metabolite produced by fungi, that is Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasitaeus. So these are the two major fungi. So majorly if you ask ki bhai UPSC has statement ki aflatoxins are actually they are produced by bacteria, answer is no, they are produced by your fungus. And what is the name of the fungus? So Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasitaeus. And it is actually favorable jab zyada garmi ho, umas ho, when it is hot and humid, this is the favorable condition when you will see this grows, not only on the groundnuts but also in our food system. I am thinking agar aap, like if you left the food for 2 to 3 days in a kitchen only without keeping it in a fridge, so you will see this kind of fungus can also be seen in that particular dal or whatever thing you will keep. So this is just a kind of thing which is very normal, we can see on a daily basis. But what is the name of this is aflatoxin, and it is contaminating your groundnuts, rice, wheat, everything is contaminated by this particular toxin. Now you can see we use groundnut for the peanut purposes, we peanut butter and different oil for oil seeds. So if individual will going to consume, then definitely it could lead to your limit your growth, liver cancer, immune suspension, acute aflatoxis. Now if UPSC asks you ki bhai this particular aflatoxin or jo toxinite can only, it is not cancerous, it will only going to affect the digestive system of the body or immune system of the body, but answer is no. If this fungus is consumed, then it will going to affect not only your immune system, not only it will going to reduce your growth, but it will also going to it will also be the reason of the liver or the different cancers in your body. So why ab jaise for example cows are also consuming the particular the chilka, whatever the has been put out of this groundnut. So ab cow se we are getting milk, so this is also the reason ki directly or indirectly, either by a peanut butter form or peanut oil form or any kind of bar form, or either by a form of milk, किसी भी तरीके से if we are consuming this particular fungus, then definitely it is hampering our body and our system. So infected peanuts consumed like after processing or via this milk production, via consuming the milk of the cow, हर तरीके से it is not good for the body. Now It's important. What is groundnut? So groundnut is a tropical and subtropical crop. The plant you can see, it's on an average 30 to 50 centimeter of the tall you can see here, and it is like the temperature which is required is a kind of a warm temperature which is required. So warm forest like climate is required. Sandy loamy or dried sandy loamy is the better condition, soil conditions, which is actually helpful for this. Plus majorly the first domestication, yani ki the first time it was traced कि this particular groundnut was actually grown in Paraguay. Paraguay is basically a South American country. So it is believed that कि this groundnut was first domesticated, yani first it was produced in which country? That is your Paraguay. So this kind of questions can be asked in a statement form. So which was the first country where it domesticated? That is your basically Paraguay. Now if we talk about the world producers, India is the second largest producer of groundnuts, and who is the first producer? Obviously China is the first producer of your groundnuts. Now you can see the data here. China is the first, India is the second, third is USA, then Nigeria, and then Sudan. From last few years there is a not competition over here, like India is majorly from second largest producer from last very years, but USA and Nigeria keep on changing. Some places may at some year you will see Nigeria has come to the number 3, and some places may you will see ki bhai USA is present on the number 4. Matlab like USA is on 3, some places may you will see Nigeria is on number 3. So this data keeps on fluctuating, but these two data is same, that is China is the largest producer and India is the second largest producer of groundnuts in the world. Now state wise if we see, because state wise equally it is important, who is the largest producer, who is actually the one who is growing this at a very large scale? So Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, then Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Uttar Pradesh. So these are the major, you will see, the producers of your basically groundnuts in India. Now India is among the largest exporter of groundnuts with major markets in Southeast Asia, Europe and Middle East Asia. So we are the largest exporters, but who is the largest producer? That is China. We are in the second largest, but we are the largest exporters of basically groundnuts. And which are the particular destinations of ours? Southeast Asia, Europe and Middle East are the major particular places where you will see this thing has been done. Now this is also one of the important news, not directly but indirectly. King Charles III of United Kingdom sent a burr flower tree, commonly referred as Kadamba tree, to the Indian Prime Minister on his 75th birthday. Now why this Kadamba tree is important? He is also planting the tree which has been sent by your UK prince, but here it is not important ki like UPSC will not going to ask you which tree has been sent by your UK prince to your prime minister. Nahin, such questions are not asked. This could be asked in state purposes also, like if you are from UP and you are preferring UPPSC, then definitely in prelims they will going to ask you ki bhai which tree has been given to prime minister on his birthday by king of UK, that is Charles III. So wahan ke perspective se, from that point of view or from any state perspective, this becomes very important because this is a fact based question. But from UPSC point of view, what is Kadam tree and what is the historical aspect related to Kadam tree becomes very important. So Kadam tree, you can see it's a basically evergreen tropical forest and it is native to South and Southeast Asia. So majorly it is present in South and Southeast Asia and it can grow up to your 45 meters tall and it is known for its flower. You can see these flowers. It is also looking like a lemon shape and a round shape and it also smells like lemon. So this is the quality, the fragrance of the flowers which it produces. It's also actually kind of a blooms, whatever it blooms, it's like it smells like a lemon kind of thing. So this is all, that's why this particularly Kadam tree is very important. But more important is that this is related to a ancient dynasty of India. So you will see Kadamba dynasty was present in India, that is Kadamba dynasty, that was present in your Karnataka, Banvasi Karnataka, it was present, and from there this particular Kadamba tree has been inaugurated in India, and it is where it is mentioned that this tree was present in the your Kadamba dynasty, so that is Talagunda inscription. So if UPSC asks you ki bhai Talagunda inscription recently seen in news, it belongs to where? It belongs to your Kadamba dynasty which was present in your Karnataka. So this is important, which act, or if UPSC asks you ki bhai Talagunda, this is particular inscription seen in news, it is what? So aapko pata hona chahiye, it is a particular inscription which gives us information about your Kadamba dynasty, in which Kadamba tree is mentioned. So that's why it plays a very important role from historical aspect as well. So this is a point where you will see, and it is also one of the holy trees. जैसे कि we pray people tree, we pray banyan tree, we pray neem tree. Same like that, your Kadamba tree was also one of the holiest kind of a tree, holy tree in your Kadamba dynasty. The second thing, it was also mentioned in where the Kadamba flower served as an emblem of Atham Malik, a princely state which was during a British Raj. So British Raj ke waqt mein there was a princely state which was known as Atham Malik. In south it was also one of the emblem, matlab their particular symbol was your Kadamba tree. So this is the historical connection of a Kadamba tree which you will see. So from this, like this is also important from your diplomacy, international diplomacy, to increase the relationship between two countries. Second, what is Kadamba tree, what is the favorable condition. Now the third thing, the historical aspect. So from one current affairs we have looked upon the three angles of this particular news. Ki what is the news, that is this particular can be used as an example of ki how we can improve the diplomacy with country, and one of the example of diplomacy. Then the particular features, environmental features required for the growth of this tree, and the third thing, the historical aspect which is related to this tree. Now Modi to dedicate Dhordo as the India's newest particular solar village. And now this is not the first village, this is the fourth village in Gujarat and India which is turning out to be a solar village. Yani ki majority of the electricity which the village is getting is from your solar energy, yani ki converting your sun energy into different forms of energy. Plus it is also one of the positive step towards renewable source of energy. So that's why this news becomes important. Now, Prime Minister Modi dedicated Dhordo as a solar village to the nation during the Samudra Se Samriddhi program in Bhavnagar, Gujarat. Now, Dhordo is not the first. Please remember, Dhordo is not the first. It's the fourth village which has gained this particular aim, or which has actually able to fulfill or become the fully solar village of your Gujarat. So, first was your, you can say, Modhera, Mehsana, Sukhi in Kheda, and Masali in Banaskantha. Now this all is present in Gujarat. Now this is also important. United Nations meeting was also held in Modhera when the first time it get the status of what? When the first time it got the status of your first solar energy village, solarly worked village of India, that is Modhera. At that time United Nations ka jo president hai, he also visited Modhera, and this was also one of the important symbol which you will see to improve the relationship between two countries. So it is a remote village of your basically Gujarat, and it has also been given a status of best tourism village of India under your United Nations World United Nations World Tourism Organization. This is also important, and it is part of Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Bijli Yojana. Now Muft Bijli Yojana. Now this scheme is also important. Halaki this year chances are very less ki UPSC will ask question from here, क्योंकि already UPSC has asked question this year from this particular scheme, that is PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So under this particular initiative which was launched in 2024, we are actually using the rooftops to promote more and more converting of your solar energy into different forms of energy to reduce the people dependency on electricity which is produced from hydro purposes or different purposes. But majorly the point is that ki reduce the electricity bill, reduce the use of electricity from the different sources, and shift to the conversion of use of more and more solar panels in this particular region. Now, what is the major provision? Free electricity via generating their own solar power is the major concern. Now, if you want this particular, what is the criteria under this PM Yojana? So, the household must be an Indian citizen. The individual who is taking benefit of this particular solar panels ka jo at their places should be an Indian citizen, must have valid electricity connection, must own a house with a roof that is suitable for installing solar panels, and the household must not have availed any other subsidy for solar panels. First of all, you should be citizen. Second, you have a proper connection in electricity connection. Number 3, you should have a proper roof where this particular solar panels can be installed. And number 4, you should not be beneficiary of any XYZ kind of solar related panels. Now, when we see the data of states which are actually benefiting from this Yojana. Majority of the benefit can be taken, you can see here is the Gujarat is the one who is benefiting, then Maharashtra, then UP, then Kerala, Rajasthan, and then others. So if UPSC asks you any particular question of solar energy or something related to renewable source of energy, and if you are mentioning about solar energy, please make sure you're drawing this pie chart or flow chart which shows ki what is the importance of this particular thing here. So Gujarat is the major user of solar energy under this Pradhan Mantri Yojana. Now what is the benefits of the scheme? Subsidies will be provided. More and more subsidies will be provided, plus electricity will be saved, plus the people who are using the solar panels, who are installing these solar panels, they will get an employment. So free electricity will be provided to the household, people will get the majority of the subsidies they are getting for the government, employment is created, plus they can also sell the electricity whatever they are producing at their rooftop, and they can sell it to the DISCOM or the government authorities, and even they can earn money. So these are the benefits which you will see that this particular initiative is giving to the people who are installing the solar panels in their houses. Now, an Indian national became the first person deported from the UK to France under newly implemented one in one out scheme of UK-France returns treaty. Now, we have already saw from last few days or from last few weeks, UK is also in a mood of a protest. The UK people and professionals are also protesting because they are not happy with the illegal migrants which are coming from your different parts of the country, and Africans and Indians and Muslims. These are the three major communities which you will see the number illegal immigrants of. These three are the communities which are major illegal immigrants in your UK. Now UK and France is one of the channel. Why France is one of the channel? Because here this is France and this is UK, and there is an English channel. You will see majority of the people, they swim in this English channel, so they create world record. Now these people from the France illegally, they are actually moving to UK. They are crossing this, they are swimming this, like while swimming this from this English channel, they are moving to UK. That is actually, this route is actually one of the major route for illegal migration in this area. So that's why there is a particular treaty which has been signed between these two countries, that is one in one out scheme. And under this scheme, what will be happen? कि भाई one illegal immigrant will be deported to France. Well, like why it will be deported to France? Let's say for example I have actually came from France illegally by swimming or by crossing the English Channel, and then I visit to where? Then I actually visit to UK, and if no connections of mine or any family connection or any relatives have been found in UK, then UK will going to deport me, and they will in context of this, they will going to take one person from France कि तुम आ जाओ, I will going to give you the asylum in my country. So to like अभी बोला कि you have came to in our country, like you have came to our country illegally, but now I will legally give asylum to any other person. That is actually one in one out particular scheme. Now, the one in one out scheme is a migration asylum policy agreement between UK and France aimed at dealing with illegal migration across English Channel, and goal is to deter small boat crossing. Majority of the people, they are coming actually either by swimming or by sitting on the small boats, that is migrant travelling illegally from France to UK in small boats, and to reduce the number of people making dangerous journeys. Aim is to send all the particular people who have crossed the illegally this English Channel, plus chances are very high, they are also risking their life. That is also one of the biggest humanitarian laws. If Khuda na khasta, if something happens to them while crossing this English Channel, so definitely it is a humanitarian loss for the, and definitely everyone will not prefer this ki haan chalo mar hi jao. It's not possible. That it's not something which is justifying the humanitarian side of the individual. So to protect the people, break this network and ensure that people are coming legally to UK, so that they have a trace of every individual who has come to their country. That's why they have came up with this initiative, that is one in one out. So migrants who cross from France into UK via small boats and are deemed ineligible for asylum under this deal, for example, जिनका कोई proof ही नहीं है, they don't have any connection with UK, they don't have any XYZ family और कुछ भी if relation not found, though those particular individuals are not part of this one in one out. Now the second one, anyone who, this is kind of a reciprocal, like I want, like it's just as a simple कि ठीक है, you are coming illegally to my country, that's okay, and like and you're coming illegally to my country, but what the point is that ki I have a limited space, limited opportunity, and my people are not getting the opportunity. So I want ki if you want to come to my space, at least I should aware of ki from where, what is your origin country, what is your purpose of coming to my country, and why you're not considering your country as a safe country. Give me all reasons. So that's why whoever the person who have crossed this English channel and they have went to your UK, they are sending all those persons back, and they are taking one person from France ki bhai tu bata, if you are coming, like I will take you as a giving asylum to my country, but you should have some connection, or if not, I should know your purpose ki why you are here, why you are coming to UK illegally. Now France, and not only France, people are moving to particular via English channel to UK. Majority of the Indian people, majority of the African people, they actually visit to France like as a tour as from tourism perspective or from different point of view, and then from there they are actually crossing the English channel. So France has become a kind of a point of, जैसे कि Mexico is a part of your donkey route, same France has become point as a donkey route for your basically people who want to go to UK. So the scheme is not a particular permanent scheme, it has been started on a pilot basis. Initial number 50 returns per week, यानी कि 50 persons will be taken, मतलब in and out में will going to work, यानी कि like this year 2600 people will be seen, like will be actually exchanged under this program, and then they will see the consequences, and then they will decide ki that we want to continue this initiative or not. Now, this is a new kind of species of coral has been found, and the name which has been given to this is also very interesting. Now, why this name, the name which has been given to is interesting, we will discuss about this coral also. New coral species Iridagorgia chewbacca identified. Now, why this particular chewbacca is important? Because this is a character of a Star Wars. Okay, so it resembles like this, so that's why it looks something like the character which was actually, I didn't saw this particular series, but people are saying that it is a character, it resembles to the character of this this Star Wars or something character, CB movie or some series ka character. That's why this coral reef has been named as your Chewbacca. So Iridogorgia chewbacca is the new coral species which you will see. Now the coral, you must be aware of the term कि oceans में the colorful thing, the particular small kind of a species which are present and which seems like a flower or which seems like a kind of a plant in basically oceans, that are known as coral. And this Iridogorgia your chewbacca is also one of the kind of a, you will see coral which has been found, and it is found in the Pacific side, यानी कि Hawaiian island की तरफ मिला है, and Hawaiian island is basically part of your America. So it has been found in a tropical western Pacific Ocean where you will see, हालांकि first it was discovered in 2006, but after studies then again it was discovered in 2016 in Mariana Trench, but now finally we have came up कि yes, it is a new coral reef, it's a new coral kind of an invention, so now it has been named as Chewbacca. And it is obviously the character is mentioned here. The name is after the furry Star Wars fictional character Chewbacca because of its hairy looking branches. So that's why this is the reason why it has been named as Chewbacca or Chewbacca, jo bhi whatever they say it as. Now, what are the features? So basically one of the important features are, from here you can see that it's a flexible kind of a thing, very flexible, seems to be very shiny and very movable kind of thing, you can find the coral here. So from the image itself we can see the features, it is long flexible branches and shiny surface, and you can see a chota there is a shiny kind of a branches which can be seen. So this is not actually branch, these are the tiny polyps, these are the molecules which are attached to it. So each coral colony is made of thousands of tiny polyps which work together to form a larger structure. That's why it appears to be such a large structure, because thousands of small coral polyps से ये मिलकर बना हुआ है. So that's why that is the features which you will see, that is the importance of such invention which you will see has been done recently. So this is the current affair, these are the important articles which we have to discuss. Now recently also one more article which we will see in detail tomorrow, कि from few days Russia fighter jets or Russia aeroplanes, Russia fighter or surveillance plane has been found in the region of Poland. So now situation is arising, kya it can lead to a direct war between whom? That is NATO and Russia. So NATO is important. हालांकि time to time questions are asked from NATO, but yes, NATO again become very important from examination point of view, because it is believed that कि शायद in future there could be a war, there will be a situation which could lead to again, अभी तो Ukraine versus Russia था, but actually it was not Ukraine, it was indirectly NATO versus your Russia. Now the chances are there कि भाई Russia is targeting your Poland. So again, अब now the situation will be Poland versus basically Russia, or indirectly NATO versus Russia, or it will be now finally it will be NATO versus your basically Russia. NATO is a group of organizations, a group of Atlantic countries, majorly in which majority of the European countries are present, and who leads this NATO? That is basically USA. So from NATO, actually USA tried to fulfill its ambitions to counter Russia. So it's actually कहने के लिए it's NATO, but actually it's USA versus Russia. So now again you can see the particular flights or surveillance flights can be seen in the area of basically क्या बोलते हैं in the Poland airspace. So that's why this is a concern. In future it might turn to be another war which we will going to witness by the end of this year. Now the second thing, recently our Prime Minister has inaugurated a particular highway in Imphal, which was considered as highway and which was a route which was used by a Prime Minister for the inauguration of the particular railway system which has been done. But recently only that same highway was targeted by your Naxals or the insurgent groups which are present there, and two of our Assam Rifles soldiers has been killed. Now why Assam? From here Assam Rifles is important because Assam Rifle is one of the oldest kind of forces which you will see in our country. And second thing, the area where this thing has been taken place, the area where this incident has been taken place, the UPSPA was not implemented in this region. Now what is UPSPA? UPSPA is a Armed Forces Special Protection Act. Now under this UPSPA, wherever in the region, now UPSPA will not be implemented. President rule क्या होता है? President rule is implemented, let's say in Manipur. So every particular decisions, administrative and governmental decisions will be taken by president and indirectly by the center government. But when UPSPA, that is Armed Forces Special Protection Act, is implemented, then it is not implemented in every state, in every part of the state. It is actually implemented or enacted in some parts of the state. And under this UPSPA, military has power कि without search warrant, without any arrest warrant, just on the basis of suspicion कि this individual might or could be involved in any kind of suspicious activities in the region, or he can actually lead to such suspicious activity in the region. So just on the ground of suspicion, they can actually capture or arrest that person, or there is also permission कि they can also kill the individual. So that's why majority of the encounters have been done by army personnel in the northeast and specifically Jammu Kashmir also, because UPSPA is implemented majorly in two regions. One is your Jammu and Kashmir and another one is your northeast India. So Manipur mein, where UPSPA has not been implemented, where you can see and that region they have attacked our armed forces. So now UPSPA is also important from examination point of view. Halaki UPSC has asked question on UPSPA. So UPSPA is also known as draconian law of India. Why? Because actually it gives authority to army to kill a person just a basis of suspicion. So it is also violating the individual's fundamental rights, that is right to life. But if UPSPA is implemented, only the center have authority to decide कि क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा. So that's why UPSPA is known as draconian law, and it is implemented in on an average 14 to 15 places in Manipur, so and in some parts of Jammu and Kashmir. That's why UPSPA becomes important from this year. And this year majority of the paramilitary forces are in CISF, CAPF. So chances are very high that this year question can also be asked from paramilitary forces. So that's all for today's current affair. We'll meet again tomorrow with more current affairs and more articles. Allow me to leave the particular sessions and have a nice day, and we'll meet tomorrow.